You gotta be kidding me. Good thing I can use clips to go back to the VOD and change where it's clipped. I'm smart. And look at this putz.
Actually, when David showed it to me, I was like, oh my god, can I have the tin? And he's like, no, it's a giveaway. But
Who's David?
he called the shot. What?
Who's David?
Oh my god, who's David? I gotta go.
But I couldn't find any that were purple that would fit my face because I have a giant head. It's true. I have like a ridiculous. It sucks. Doesn't help that I'm kind of fat.
Go ahead, have a drink. Right.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
I instantly regret that. Dig out the little bone around the root nerves. And because there's supposed to be a hole where the nerves go through in the... oh, God. I can't believe I just did that on camera. Oh, no big deal. Just a bomb all-star rookie. Hey, Mr. Young, this already is a really good...
Oh, we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore?
Ding? I got a ding? Oh, I do have a ding. Oh, that's a good ding. No. Anybody want to talk about the colon? We could have a whole conversation about the colon. Or his half-pint friend. Just like Abraham Lincoln chose in his one and only duel. And when he showed up carrying a almost 4-foot-long razor-sharp cattle saber, the person who challenged him backed down quite quickly. True story, look it up. It's real. He was challenged to one duel in his lifetime, and the person backed down at the sight of him bare-chested with a... What is this? Oh my god. This is a sketch card. Are you kidding me? One of one! Mickey and the Beanstalk! This is going to be very expensive on eBay! Hello, Mel! For a splash page and Action Comics 1050 signed and certified for Alex Ross. That was 109 for the pair. Crazy. These prices are crazy, man. Crazy. You got deals. It's crazy. Yeah, it's all good, man. I have a feeling 60% of the time it works every time. Sex Panther. It's made with real bits of panther. Stings the nostrils. It's a formidable scent. And his cousin Rory Rotator Cuff. His cousin Timmy Tommy John. We need to keep that one. Timmy Tommy John. That's I love you, Carlos. Shang-Wai Lee. Yeah, tell us how you really feel, DC. Dan Iny. You son of a bourbon, you bastard. Bourbon, you bastard. This is a rare Sean Strickland. You son of a biscuit. I hope you stub your toe tonight before you go to bed. I hope he gets a Wander Franco. Well, he's got pack number 3. Let's see if 3's got that magic in it. You got the gooch! My wife is Abby Normal. She's like, All right, here we go. A little Looney Tunes. We are danger close to a case hit if this case has one. And oh my God, Prue Ackerman. Let's hear some bars. Okay, go. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s. You know what never ends. You can't touch my riches, even if you had MC Hammer and 357. Now listen, I'm not going to get into it, okay? Let's just get into the game. It's just going to be easier that way. Hopefully it didn't come across camera, me just dribbling beer all over myself. Nothing says family friendly like covering myself in beer. 2 C's. 2 C's, BK. A little bit thicker. 2 C's. Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Thicker. There it is. BK. Sounds dirty. Well, you gotta be kidding me. Good thing I can use clips to go back to the VOD and change where it's clipped. I'm smart. And look at this putz.
Actually, when he showed it to me, I was like, oh my God, can I have the 10? And he's like, no, it's a giveaway. But
Who's David?
he called the shot. What?
Who's David?
Oh my God, who's David? I gotta go.
But I couldn't find any that were purple that would fit my face because I have a giant head. It's true. I have like a ridiculous. It sucks. Doesn't help that I'm kind of fat.
Go ahead, have a drink, Lyle.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
I instantly regret that. Dig out the little bone around the root nerves. And because there's supposed to be a hole where the nerves go through oh God, I can't believe I just did that on camera. Oh, no big deal. Just a bomb all-star rookie. Hey, Mr. Young, this already is a really good.
Oh, we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
Ding? I got a ding? Oh, I do have a ding. Oh, that's a good ding. No. Anybody want to talk about the colon? We could have a whole conversation about the colon or his half-pint friend, just like Abraham Lincoln chose in his one and only duel. And when he showed up carrying a almost 4-foot-long razor-sharp cattle saber, the person who challenged him backed down quite quickly. True story, look it up. It's real. He was challenged to one duel in his lifetime, and the person backed down at the sight of him bare-chested with a... What is this? Oh my God. This is a sketch card. Are you kidding me? One of one! Mickey and the Beanstalk! This is going to be very expensive on eBay. Hello, Mel! For a splash page and Action Comics 1050 signed and certified for Alex Ross. That was 109 for the pair. Crazy. These prices are crazy, man. Crazy. You got deals. It's crazy. Yeah, it's all good, man. I have a feeling 60% of the time it works every time. Sex Panther. All right, folks. I am sorry. I had a doctor call. Kaiser called me, and I don't make a direct Kaiser call wait. Nothing wrong. It just they have to schedule me for my 6-month blood work for my leukemia. So I said, yes, please just give me a date, make it a Monday, and we'll get this done. So I did not want to. What's up, Kate? Saporos? BK? I didn't want to make them wait. So I took it. I'm late, but I have a good reason. Excuse me. I didn't even get 100% finished setting up either. Because as soon as I called, I was like, ooh, Kaiser, I better pick that up or I'll die. That's what I wanted. That one here. There. Okay. Man, BK, Kate, how crazy that Peter Cullen died. Holy biscuits. You know, and if you remember, somebody had told you, hey, if you're going to do it, better do it quick. And you snatched up that opportunity on more than one occasion. I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you got to meet your hero. That is spectacular, man. Oh, my sister texted me, Eeyore died. I was like, Eeyore? Optimus Prime died. She's like, oh, he was Optimus?
Birthday corn, the best thing first in the vinegar, and the poopity corn. A first the poopity corn, the shrimpies.
What's going on, Chef? There we go. Let me give you a little Who's Your Daddy real quick. There it is. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh. There we go. I might even spread a little of that on my, there it is. Yeah. Some of this here. There. Yeah. Oh, shiny. Hello, Mrs. The Breaker. Hello, Jimmy. Oh, let me open up my... Okay, I'm delirious, by the way, folks. I have been here since 9 a.m. I have been working since 9:05 a.m. And I am going to do it again tomorrow and arguably be even more busy tomorrow than I was today. Today is the day after Whatnot. It's the Thursday after. And let's talk about it. Did that double shot wear off? Yeah. Yes, it did. This does not look correct. What is... There's a couple of things that don't look correct. Hold on, let's do this first. Is that on 6? It is on 6. Okay. All right, this looks a little too bright. Now, this chat... Let's fix this. I think it's a little bit better. There we go. All right. What I do today? We mostly Sham, our dear friend Sham. And he was here starting to put things together for the studio, hanging stuff on walls. So I had to help kind of guide him through where things went, figure out what's going to go up, what's not going to go up. I had to do the shipping for Whatnot because Whatnot, you have to do the shipping within 2 days. And Whatnot, let's talk about how awful their shipping is. So they got rid of the ability for you to do your own shipping, and you have to go through their shipping and print their labels. But they will only give you a label in PDF form. You can't put it into a form that you can modify it to print on a Bluetooth label printer. So you have to manually print each page on a single sheet of paper, which is the most wasteful thing on the planet. The whole reason that we bought the Bluetooth printer, which you can't see because it is right there. Get this out of the way too. It's right there. The whole reason we bought that was because we were just wasting so much ink and paper. And we worked it out with our other program that does all of our shipping, Pitney Bowes, that I can just print directly to the label maker. And Whatnot is just like, no, I hate you, seller. I actively hate you for selling and giving us money. You are only going to be allowed to print this on the most wasteful possible method on earth. And to that, you have to say, well, I don't have a choice because it is what it is. Yeah, no, so that's the thing. We have a dedicated Bluetooth printer. Yeah, and they force you to do a packing slip, which I'm not doing a packing slip. I don't keep the packing slips. I just didn't know. Oh, yeah, see, it's not so much label, it's that I don't want it to go to the regular printer. I have a dedicated 4x6 label printer, and it will not format the label to go on a 4x6 printer. It will not make it horizontal. It maintains it vertical. It will not flip it horizontal. And that is stupid. I looked it up, and I'm not the only person that complains about that. There is no native 4x6. It prints it. There is no way to turn it on their interface. So unless there is something that is in the other settings, it's not possible. And according to Reddit, going through an incognito tab since I can't go into Reddit. I'm not the only person that seems to argue with that. When it says print label, there's only one button for print label. It immediately jumps into their 2-page PDF print format. It does not give you an option to print it any other way than the way that they want you to. So I'm mad about it.
Yes, me lord.
Hello, me lord. If that's the case, I will, on principle alone, be like, we're not doing Whatnot anymore because their printing is awful. Found one. All right. I have to log into the other one. I'm not gonna look at it right now. I'll look at it later. Other than that, it was okay. Oh, excuse me. I put a little packing note in there so they can find us outside of Whatnot. I think the most difficult thing will be loading, 100 different items with photos. That's not the button. That's the button. The last thing I have from you is the amazing Tops thing. What? Yes. And so go ahead and click that, Kate. And you will see all it does is it turns it into a 4x6 printing thing. Let me pull up this real quick. Get into Whatnot. All right, find default label options on the right side. Yes. Shipping. Print. Default label options. No. Let's go back to Discord. There we go. Shipments. All right. Shipments. There is no default shipping options on my screen. I got the picture. Their screen is very different than mine. Open sidebar. Format 4x6. Oh, you may be onto something. have an order to look, so let's export, generate, create manifest, clone, shipping, packing. Okay. What up, Hellbolt? Love you, man. Yeah, as soon as I hit the print, now all of these are printed, so it's not really going to help right now. As soon as I go to print, it goes direct to PDF. When I do my next, well, let me make this different. Let's see if that changes something here. Let's go that. No, it's not going to work. We'll figure it out. I was able to switch that, so maybe that was the problem. The Reddit thing I was looking at was from 6 months ago, so this information you've given me is new. We'll see. Maybe I don't have to be a crotchety old man. We'll take a look and see. Scuba! Scuba! Both ding-dongs and bozos in that subreddit. You are correct. All right. Let's open up the app so I can do this job on this channel. There we go. Oh. Ooh, Hellbolt. There you go, man. Making that moolah. I think you can splurge on a Happy Meal or two, get some of that Hello Kitty Godzilla crossover. Needed to go back to the jaw. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I like that idea better. You're right. I was so I can't talk about it because it's still not over. I have to wait another 2.5 weeks. I was supposed to come into a sum of money for a transgression that occurred to me a while ago. And they even said, "Oh, this is your number." And I was like, "Oh man, that's a good number. I like that number. I get 60% of that number. I'm okay with that." And one of the things was a treat is I was going to go to Japan to go to a sumo event and do like a Lost in Translation without all the commercials and sex. But definitely the karaoke, because I will never sing in public, but I would go to Japan and sing just because they expect it to be bad. I would absolutely go to sumo. I would eat sushi and I would have that whole thing. And I was told, they're like, you're this. And then they're like, wait, wait, the court's not sure now. We have to wait for clarification. So they're like, you'll know the second week of August. And they're like, oh, okay. Second week of August comes. They're like, wait, we're gonna know the second week of September. It's like, I've already been waiting 5 years. Might as well wait a few more weeks. So if I do get paid for previous transgressions, I have been given permission by Mrs. the Breaker to go to Japan for sumo. And I'll go. I'll eat fugu. I will find a fugu chef. I will I will go get fugu. I will watch sumo. And then that's probably it. Probably buy a bunch of sumo cards. No, it has nothing to do with the previous company. No. I was on the defense with that one. I won that one. But I was defense. Yeah, nope. It is something from a long time ago that I can't talk about. I think even after they pay me, I'm not going to be allowed to talk about it. But there'll be signs. I won't be able to tell you about it, but there'll be signs. I may have 3 chains. Suddenly. May have some gold bracelets. All of a sudden. I do know a guy, Hellbolt. Thank you. I do. I absolutely do. That's like a reactor I watch sometimes that I got in trouble because of a certain band he couldn't name. But he did happen to have on an Eagles hat. Oh, yeah. Is that the hungry guy? Oh, no? Okay. There's another guy that wore an Eagles hat that got in trouble. I guess that had nothing to do with the band, though. That had to do with other things at our band. Oy vey. Three weeks in June of 2027 for your 40th. It's great. You got to find, like, there's a certain band member will allegedly go on YouTube and look for videos to send to his lawyer. Oh, nice. Well, that's exciting. So, like, here in America, they have coyotes that, like, get people into the country and get them to stay. There's got to be, like, a Japanese equivalent of that, where you can be like, Hellbolt can be like, listen, I want to be here. Let me be here. And just be like, I'm just gonna fade into the background. You won't know I'm here, but I'm just gonna live here forever now. Although, Hellbolt, you are a little tall, though. You might not be able to fade into the background. You can find a wife, and you can live in Japan. There you go. Yeah, but you know what's funny? You'll find a wife in Japan, and she'll be like, can I come to America? They all want to come here until they get here. They're trying to get Americans to move to Japan. Listen, I absolutely would move to Japan. I would absolutely move to Japan. If I have a feeling that I would at least be like underground locally famous if I went out there. they're not used to this kind of bombast. They have like their crazy game show. I watched a lot of Japanese game shows on satellite in Japanese without English translations just to see pure insane chaos, and they are undescribably chaotic. Even those who are Japanese will be like, I don't know what this is about. I know this because I've had people do comment videos and be like, I speak fluent Japanese and I have no idea what they're doing. So actually, Sapporos, I looked into it. Most of those show, yeah, valid. That was like 25 years ago. It's actually very easy if you have money to go to Japan, and not a lot of money. Talking like 400 grand, which compared to other countries, that's not a lot of money to go. You can, if you buy a house in Japan and you rent that house becomes an asset. Now, again, I know nobody has $400,000 laying around. I get that, but hear me out. That house becomes an asset. You can rent out that house. Then you officially have a Japanese company. If you have a Japanese company, yeah, 19 grand, yes. If you have a Japanese company and the company has a minimum of, I want to say it's $50,000 a year in revenue, then you can live there to manage your company. But it cannot be the property that you have purchased that you live in. Oh, you can absolutely stay there, chef. If you own a company in Japan, you can get a business visa that I think is like 2 years, can be renewed up to 8 years automatically if you own a business that makes $50,000 a year. Just seems like they get earthquakes frequently. Mrs. the Breaker, you live in California. Mrs. the Breaker literally lives in California. What up, Money Mitch? Mrs. the Breaker, Money Mitch wants to come hang out. Not the same. Our 3.6 is nothing compared to their 6 plus. Mrs. the Breaker, tell me the perfect place to live. Where is the perfect country? Neverland. No, not. I have an 11-year-old. I can't go to Neverland. It's not good for him, historically speaking. It's either too cold, it's too hot, it has earthquakes, it has spiders, it has tsunamis. They don't speak a language we know. Puerto Rico. It's really. Let's talk about what's wrong with Puerto Rico, shall we? Let's talk about clean potable water currently. Let's talk about the fact that they still haven't had the fixed electrical system that we have there. How about the hurricanes that they get that are more brutal than the ones that go to the mainland? I mean, how about we talk about corrupt government officials in Puerto Rico that we have there? How about the invading Dominicans that you have in Puerto Rico? I mean, we can talk about, like, what would you like to talk about Puerto Rico right now? Japan has earthquakes. That's it. They have earthquakes. And tsunamis? No. The tsunamis come from Japan. The tsunamis do not go to Japan. The earthquakes in Japan cause the tsunamis. The only time Japan gets tsunamis is if there's a major earthquake in the Pacific or in the U.S. And it is only on one side of the island. The other side does not get them. Same side of the same coin if you think about it. Same side of a different coin, or a different side of the same coin, or it is a different coin with different sides, and sometimes it lands on its side, and then you just have to fight it out. There are more pros than cons to Japan. There are more pros than cons to Australia. Listen, Mrs. the Breaker and I may or may not have been tossing around the idea of moving out of the country to go anywhere out of the country. Because everybody that we talk to that moved out of the country says, holy crap, you have no idea how great it is until you leave the country. So who knows what their credit score is? Don't tell me what it is, but who knows their credit score? Raise a hand if you just know your credit score right now. Raise your hand if you've had to look at your credit score at any time in the last 10 years. Yeah. Do you know that's a strictly American thing? Did you know that? Did you know that's American concept? It's an American concept. That does not exist in the way that it exists in America overseas. Yes, you have credit overseas. It is based on your provable income, not your debt to income ratio or the debts that you have. There is no such thing as a standard FICO score. That doesn't exist. If you can just prove how much you make, and they'll ask you, like they don't ask you. It's assumed you have a phone and you have the day-to-day things. There's a number that they have, and this is I'm talking about Australia specifically because I looked that one up pretty hardcore. They look at your income. They have a number that they assume, okay, this is the standard for people for food, for transportation, whether it be vehicle or public, phone, blah, 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 blah. There's this number that they already have. They add it to what you're trying to get. And then they say, oh, you can afford that. Here it is. I don't want to sound anti-American, but it's built against you. The banks are built against you. The banks are made to make money. They're government backed, but they're not government controlled banks. They want you to have a 30-year mortgage, which, by the way, when you go overseas, 30-year mortgage is not really a thing. They're typically 15-year mortgages overseas. They don't want you to have that long amount of debt. A lot of other countries, the banks are government. And people are like, oh no, I don't want my government owning my bank. Actually, you do, because guess what? Taxes are automatically done then. Speaking of taxes, do you know in America, we're one of the only countries that have to figure out our own taxes, even though the IRS knows exactly how much money we made? We're the only ones that have to tell them how much we owe them and then pay them. Do you know when you go to England, your taxes are removed from your paycheck and then that's it, it's over. At the end of the year, there's nothing because your taxes are removed from your paycheck. There's no filing. It's automatically done. The government takes it. They know what you make. They know what they need. Done. That is a strictly American thing so that they can get you to overpay. They're not going to tell you if you overpay unless you get audited. They're just going to keep that money. But if you don't pay, they're going to contact you within 3 years to tell you that. That's not a thing in other countries. And not all other countries. Most other countries. It's not a thing. If you actually watch the videos of people that have left the United States and they say, what's different between the U.S. and Malaysia? They'll be like, taxes, credit, banking, you keep more of your money. Yeah, trust me, we are conditioned. We grew up in a system and we only know one thing. It is what we have been told, death, taxes, blah, blah, blah. That It doesn't exist over there. So you are now free from the burden of worrying. Also, while they do have credit cards are kind of frowned upon over there because a lot of other countries, especially developed first world countries, don't believe you should be in debt. When the current government was talking about gold citizenship for $5 million, I looked at Kelly and said, I can sell mine for $5 million, right? Yeah. The idea, especially European and Scandinavian countries, is why we don't want you shouldn't be saddled with debt. You should just be able to live freely and relax and have a 30-hour work week. If you move, get the citizenship of that country, so you don't have to pay the American tax, even not living in America. Well, it's complicated. You have to actually file to give up your citizenship and your passport. And then, oh, this is great because, again, we own property and we looked at this. If you leave the country, the government will take some of your money for leaving. Oh, my God, Google that. I can't remember what it's called. But if you leave, they will be like, well, we're going to tax the money you're taking out of the country permanently. So I'm selling my house to move out of the country. You're adding an additional tax because I'm leaving and you know you're not going to get any more money out of me after this. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not an issue in other countries. Look it up. I'm not spreading propaganda. I'm telling you cold hard facts they don't want you to know. California, New York does it. New York does that, Money Mitch. If you sell your house and move out of New York, if you move within a year of selling your house, you have to pay an additional tax in New York State. Yeah. So here's what people do in New York. They'll sell their house and then they'll rent for a year and then they'll move. That's how they get around it in New York. Hey, we sold our house. We're going to rent for a year or pay a family member to live with them for a year. And then they move a year and 1 day later and don't have to pay that additional 10% or whatever it is. Yeah, California is just copying what New York has been doing. New York's been doing it for decades. That is a long-standing law. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you know where that doesn't happen? Other countries. Just saying. You know what else doesn't happen in other countries? Sailors jumping over the side of their aircraft carriers. Yeah, that doesn't happen in other countries. Now, granted, most other countries don't have aircraft carriers. Yeah, it'll probably pass only because there's a precedent in other states of the union. So if they can argue precedent, it'll just eventually get passed. Tomorrow, it's going to be a full house. There's going to be 4 people in studio. Trevor, Doug, Sham, and I will all be here tomorrow. 9 a.m. What does this say? Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. Final preseason game. Excuse me. Denmark or Portugal? Denmark. Something's going on in Denmark right now. Something is going on in Denmark. I was reading something. There's something going on in Denmark. Why all day? I have to be here to let Sham in. I don't know when Doug is going to be here. Trevor's going to be here at 10.
Looked into moving to other countries. They don't need to cook with Parkinson's, and the cost is too much. It depends on the country, and depends on if you want an English-speaking country or a non-English-speaking country. One of, I think, what was it? It was one of the Indonesian islands. It's like pennies a day to live there. And it's basically like living in a resort for pennies a day, but they like want you to have X amount of income. They're targeting American retirees. And if your retirement payments are like $52,000 a year, they basically have these, think of it as like the villages in Florida, but it's like an island. And it's all like Americans and North Americans that are retired. I don't think I got all the shampoo out of my beard. Itchy. All right. I'm at a loss for things to say and talk about today. I feel like I talked a lot yesterday. Spend enough time in Hawaii. I don't want to live on an island. 10 minutes, visit one for the day. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to live on a small island. I would want places to explore that don't require me leaving land and going elsewhere. Like Japan is different. Like Japan, England, that's a different island. I wouldn't want one of these like small, like Malta-sized island. I covered Malta in a day when I was there. I literally they did a thing. They're like, go to the north, the south, the east, and the west in like 5 hours. I think Malta is only like a few miles wide at one part. So I wouldn't want to live on something that small. Don't get me wrong. Malta, freaking beautiful. I highly recommend if you have an opportunity to go to Malta. It is beautiful. I loved Malta. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You got to fly. You got to fly or take a boat. I want to be able to drive somewhere if I have to. Or if I fly, I want to fly over land. I don't want to fly. Guam is out for sure. Yeah. Guam is, yeah, not nice to visit, not for living. Really good fake jerseys come out of Guam. You want a good knockoff jersey? It comes from Guam. That is a very well-known Navy side hustle. There are manufacturers of knockoff jerseys on Guam, and a lot of sailors will buy the knockoff jerseys or set up their own knockoff jersey company and sell them to the mainland. I know this because my brother used to get knockoff jerseys from Guam. Like literally like $18 for a spot-on duplicate hockey jersey. That is why my old hockey jersey collection was so good. Half of them were fake. But you couldn't tell the difference. Tags and everything. It got up to 90 degrees on the coast here. That is highly unusual for where we are. Today it was a little bit cooler. But I think it was yesterday, it was 90 degrees. The day before was 88 on the coast. That is very unusual for where we live. Inland, on the other side of the Santa Ana Mountains, yeah, that's different. On the coast, it never gets that hot. We have El Nino, some crazy El Nino thing going on. They said over the next few weeks, it'll be off and on extreme heat. Buffalo is also hot right now. Buffalo's always hot. It's Buffalo. I mean, come on now. It's the hotness. Love you, Elbow. Arrivederci. So, Don, we got to get some people to buy into Ingrained so we can open this damn thing. What are we doing? How do we get people to recruit into this Ingrained? We need more hockey fans. There will be blood ingrained. 2 of the 6 spots have sold. We need 4. I told everybody you should buy 2 spots because there are 2 stank cards in every box. And by stank, I mean base. So there's 6 cards total. 3 are autograph and or relics, but the relics are awesome in this set. There's an additional numbered card or additional insert. And then there's 2 stank booty cards that are just base cards that they're worth 5 cents. If you can sell them for 5 cents. So there are 2 losers. You have it's 2 losers, 4 winners. So hedge your bets, buy 2. That's what Don did. And if for some reason you end up with 2 of the stank base cards, I will pull something from my personal collection that will make it way worth your while. Yeah, I might. I hit a wall. I need a second wind. I went home halfway through the day. I went home to pick up James and drop him off and asked Mrs. the Breaker if she could have a double shot of espresso waiting for me. And she did because she's awesome. And I chugged it. That was at like 3. That was 4 hours ago. Now my body's like, all right, what next? But now it's too late to consume any caffeine, or I'll be up till 2 in the morning. Oh, Fitzmagic. Yeah. I gotta figure out where I want to put these stickers, Don. Punched into work in a bad mood. It's only gotten worse, but I do get to see the kid in the next 2 days. Yeah, she got her apartment. How is she living her apartment life? Is she happy? Is your roommate cool? Is she enjoying herself? She just leaving dirty laundry all over the floor like I do? Actually, I put dirty laundry in the hamper. I leave clean laundry all over the floor. I like to be able to see it so I know where it is. Ooh, Fam pictures. You're going to get 10 cents? Money Mitch has like 96 hours of work in the last week and a half. She loves it. She's all by herself. Oh, I thought she'd have a roommate. She's got her own people. Well, nice. So, Mrs. the Breaker says, mind you, his closet is color coordinated and sorted by type of shirt and pants. It was. I went in there and I purposefully shuffled everything. Just because. I was like, no, this is too order. I got like costume stuff in the middle of shirts. I got pants. I unfolded them and just clipped them by the legs. I have some hooks facing this way, some hooks facing this way. And then others I just crumpled up and put on the floor and left the empty hook on the rod. 'Cause it's how I roll. I am chaos. I am inevitable. I am also tired. And starting to get a stuffy nose. Studio apartment all by herself. You monster. The hanger hooks should be a crime. So I used to have this thing, Chef. This is a true story. Back when I cared, I would have everything facing one way. And if I wore something, I would flip it around on the hanger so that I would not wear the same thing over the course of like 2 weeks. I used to have to wear button-down shirts and dress shirts every day and jackets. I used to have to wear a suit. I didn't have to wear a tie. But I had to wear a shirt and a coat. So in order for me to remember what I had worn that previous few days, I would flip it around on the hook. Oh, Money Mitch is in. Look at this. Hold on a moment. Hey, Don. Legolas. I don't want Gemini to do anything. Now we only need 2. I'm impressed you all use hangers in your closet. My clean clothes go back into the hamper or they come out of the dryer. Yeah. You realize, Blind Cat, there's going to be an LA King in this box because you're not in. It's gonna be a Gretzky auto. It's gonna be Gretzky or Yari Curry. Dangle's not in this one. Dangle is not. It's only Don and Mitch. Money Mitch, listen, or Blind Cat, listen. Money Mitch is in. Don is in. If you buy one, I would buy one, and then he wouldn't be able to buy in. Chef's like, if it's not sold out Tuesday, I'm gonna close it out. Money Mitch is like, I just put up a hanger rod in the laundry room. Yeah, see? Yeah. There you go, BK. You get one, I'll get one. We'll open this thing, and then I'll put another one up for next week. Because I do have 2 boxes. He magic. He just gets the grail if he smells the blood. Well, the good news is he doesn't like hockey. Oh, he's baseball, football. He's not hockey or basketball. Now that they don't have a basketball team. Ever since the Supersonics left, he doesn't care. You could overcharge me for the King's card. He would jump in, get the Yari Curry Gretzky dual auto, numbered to 99 out of 99. Wait, what was Yari Curry's number? Was it like 11 or 1 or something? Have a 1 in it? 60. Yes, I was way off. So it'll be a Yari Curry, Wayne Gretzky auto numbered 68 out of 99. That's what's going to get pulled. 68 out of both numbers, 68 out of 99. And Dangle's going to get it because you weren't in. Is Bogosian in it? No, honey. Bogosian, I don't even think he plays hockey anymore. I think Bogo just retired to live with his hot wife and not get punched in the face anymore. You think he's in the Euro League? You think Zach went Euro? Let's look it up. Where's Zach Bogosian? Zach Bogosian is a defenseman for the Minnesota Wild. Signed a 1-year, $1.25 million contract in July to remain with the team. Oh, look at, she Googled it. She Googled it. There's her man. There's her guy. That's the face of the man my wife would leave me for if given the chance. That right there is her hall pass. That's it, folks. Look upon his beauty and know that is what I compete against. Yeah, he only gets a 1 year. He's like 95 years old. Not that version of him. Not this guy? It's not this guy. It's not this guy? No. No. Okay. There's Zach and his wife. There they are. Look at that happy couple. Look at that happy couple. Now, I want to remind you, Mrs. The Breaker is yassing this clean-cut image of him. If heaven forbid my boss buys a painting of a girl that has red hair for himself, I get yelled at. I want to point this out. I want to point out this double standard. Doug bought a painting from a Brian Haberlin original painting, and the girl happened to be redhead, and I got in trouble for him buying it. Yet she can fawn over Bogosian. The painting was hot. I know, it was awesome. It's a fantastic painting. I got yelled at because he bought it. That's how that worked. Meanwhile, she's telling you about her hot pants for Bogosian. It is. It's still here. You know what you did, DC. You stood in the same room when he bought it. How dare you stand in that auditorium? Oy vey. It was that amazing. Yeah, it was that amazing con. Yep. Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con. Amazing. It was amazing. Oh, my Ozempic is kicking my butt today. Actually, Ooh, sour burp. I made the mistake of eating something yesterday. I had Wendy's. Yes, Kate. I had Wendy's yesterday, and halfway through eating it, I was thinking, oh, this is not going to go well. And I have been bedraggled since like 5 o'clock this morning. I have not been well gastronomically. I've had some pretzels today and some nuts, some sweet heat snack mix, and I am not doing well. I will go home and have some Pepto-Bismol. I do not think I'm going to eat tonight. I might have some like toast. But I am not. It has been, again, I've been here for 12 hours. The struggle has been real, and the struggle has been at work. Oh, who do we have in the chat? Should I even bother making a plea? Let's see who's here. All right, if we sell one more spot in Ingrained, I will buy the last spot. That's the truth of the matter. We sell one spot, I will buy the last spot. Just don't use the handicap stall. It's true, because we actually have a gentleman that is in a wheelchair. I try not to use it. Sometimes the other stall is full, and I've had to use that. And may have had to open the door to him, like, I'm sorry, man, the other one was full when I got here. Like, honestly, I don't want to use this one. It's too big, too much leg room. I like to brace my legs against the wall, my feet against the wall or the door. I want to get good leverage, and I can't do that in the handicap stall. I need to get that, like, I need to bear down. And the handicap stall, the other wall is too far away for me to be, like, bracing for impact. I want to be like, and I can't do that in the handicap stall. So trust me, I don't want to use the handicap stall. I want to use the smaller the stall, the better. I want to be able to put my feet against the door. I want to grip the handrails or the teepee thing, and I want to put my pedal to the floor until I see God or the checkered flag. What up, Carlos? We've gone off the rails tonight. No, we're just hanging on to them and bearing down. Bills won by 1. How did Drew Alar look? He did the second half for the Berg. I want Drew Alar to win the backup spot. I'll look it up right now. $120 stream streak. That is a lot. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. Scores below. Are you kidding? Game content not shown when scores are hidden. To show scores, go to profile and settings. What? Sign in. That's me. This is stupid. Who signed me out of my thing? One time. This. 3820. Looking at the 2008 hockey draft, the first 4 picks have all won at least 1 cup, if not more. My goodness. Okay, let's here. Profile and settings. This is stupid. Show scores. There we go. There we go. All right. No, you're not going to give me box scores, though. This is so stupid. You must have NFL Plus to see the box scores of this game. You know, shut up. There we go. Buffalo Bills, Steelers. Alar. 9 for 18, 88 yards. No tutties, no picks. 64.1 rating. Okay. Stammer, Doughty, Bogo, and Pietrangelo. And I think Kyle Beach won. He was 11th. How many Sabres won the cup? -3. -3. He's not even like, he's blank out. I was like, none. Sapphoros is like, I'm stump on your gonads. -3. Nothing. Zilch. They should have won. Yeah, but Brett Hull, that was a conspiracy because it was even reviewed and they decided that it was still bad. H-Town is the front runner for an NHL expansion. What would you call him? The Houston I don't know. And then they immediately changed the rule. Yep. It's a Buffalo thing. Buffalo, the Houston give us monies. The Arrows. Atlanta, 3rd time's the charms. The Houston Ice Capades. Well, Dallas is the Dallas Stars. So you don't necessarily have to name them Houston. You can name them Texas. Like the Texas Rangers. The Phoenix Fanny Bandits. I'll allow that. I'll allow Fanny Bandit. The Texas Houstonites. NHL wanted Dallas to win in 99 because they were trying to have that franchise. To save that franchise. Yeah, I know. Should give Canada another team? The Saskatchewan Sasquatches. That's it. That's the only one. The Saskatchewan Sasquatches. And if they don't want that team, then they don't get another one. Moose Elbow. Team is called the Grease. The Moose Elbow Grease. I get it. Because they work hard. Right? Because they work hard. They forecheck. They're 4 lines. 4 lines of 4th liners. There's 4 lines of grinders. That's the team. Moose elbow grease. 4 lines of nothing but grinders. I'm sorry, sir. You scored 34 points last season. You can't play here. If you score more than 24 points in a season, you're not allowed to play on the team. What is your PIM for the year? Is it over 230? Okay, you can play. You just described many teams' fan bases. Excuse me. Oh. It's because they keep putting teams in non-hockey markets. It's because of billionaires like, I live here. I don't want to move somewhere. Bring the team here. So I think this is true. When they created the Bills, Mr. Wilson originally wanted the team in Miami. They wouldn't give them a team in Miami. Basically, like, you have it in Buffalo or nothing. And he's like, all right, I'll have it in Buffalo. But he did not want to have the team in Buffalo. He wanted a team in Miami. So whenever I hear about owners like, I want a team here, just remember, Mr. Wilson had to have a team in Buffalo. And you know what he got for having a team in Buffalo? A couple of AFC championships. Like 2? The headache. The Bills finally win the AFC championship when it was the AFC and the NFC. They finally win the AFC championship. Like, all right, we're going to merge. And then they never won again. Pretty sure the whole reason ESPN was created was so that the guy who started it could watch the Whalers in another state. Yeah, who wants to go to Connecticut? He's like, all right, I made my money. I'm leaving Connecticut, but I want to watch the Whalers. I'm just gonna buy I'm gonna buy a studio. I'm gonna hire Chris Berman because I don't want to live in Connecticut. So, Chef, you next week would like to buy a spot in this hockey break. Bill Rasmussen was inspired to start ESPN after being fired from his job as the communications director for the New England Whalers back in 1978. And he was like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah, paid on Tuesday. Set Tuesday. Buy the last 2 spots. How about this? How about I put you in for 1? I'll take 1, and we do it now, and we just square up next week. Just so I can say I did something today. Cool, let's do that. Let's do that. What up, nerd? All right, Don Money Mitch, are you ready?
Wait, no, I need this one to be like that. I need this one to be, excuse me. I need this one to be way over here. Make sure Money Mitch and Don are still here. All right, you're both here. All right, so for this one, I'm going to have to actually open it, and we are going to see what's inside. This is not going to be blind. Boy, that's a lot of blue. Somebody did not white balance. This is what I go through every day. All right, let's see what Blind Cat missed. This is 2024-25 Ingrained Icons by Upper Deck. All right, first up, that's Doug Wilson. That is going to be one of your base cards. Doug Wilson. Oh, this next one. This right jerk right here. Brett Hull, base card. Out of 75. Out of 75, that is Ronnie Hextall. Got his Sherwood. That's not bad. 12 out of 75. The goal scorer himself. Oh, man, this is why we do this. How about out of 5? How about we do out of 5, Jeremy Roenick auto? How about that? How about an out of 5, Jeremy Roenick auto? That's 3 out of 5. 3, that is 3 out of 5. Yeah, that's... there you go. Voila. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Little J-Row out of 5. Oh. Kyle Brodzik. Beehive signature. Speaking of wild, Kyle Brodzik. Well, this was a good box. Is that an old Parky? Yeah, I think Parky's had the Beehive.
This was a good box. Not necessarily because of the names, but we got 3 autos. Signature shots. Look at that on the wood. Nope. Not thick enough. Played for Calgary. Sabouros is like, I almost made a joke, but this is a family-friendly channel. All right, we got Doug Wilson, Brett Hall, Jeremy Roenick out of 5. Brodziak, I don't, listen. I can't remember if his is a J or an H. I think it's Stajan. Stajan. I don't remember. He played briefly. Stajan? Okay, Stajan. I need to find a top loader that'll fit that. All right, 7 times. There it is. Don, DC, Money Mitch, Chef Don, Money Mitch. Don, have at you. Hex. Oh. I'll take him because I couldn't say his name. Money Mitch. Row. Chef. Hex. Done. Row. Money Mitch. Don, you devious fiend. What up, Hex? We're just doing some hockey. He is going to lock in that Hextall. Chef, what would you like?
They drew first blood.
There it is. Chef's like, oh, I'm gonna take the Roenick. I'm gonna take the Roenick. Done. Hall. Wow. Oh, I thought I was going to get stuck with Hall. Sure, Sep. All right, Don, you get to pick again. Ooh, you thief. I'm going to go Dougie Wilson. Money Mitch. Ah, you're welcome, man. Were they a good price? Did you get them on the cheap? Oh, that's awesome. Good. Good, man. Oh, Money Mitch, you turd. Money Mitch, like, ooh, where'd that go? Let's try it right here. There we go. All right, Don, your choices are Doug Wilson or Brojack. You're gonna make me take Brett Hall? You're a jerk. I know Brodziak, I don't even care. Oh man. Oh, I am not happy with this. I am not happy with this. I am very not happy with this. Oh, that chafes my taint. That is. Well, we're gonna see a Brett Hull card destroyed on camera now. You have no choice but to take the Brodziak. You are not eligible for any other card. You have forced the hand. Eat it. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to. No, I almost said that. That would have been. Oh. Mrs. the Breaker was going to force me to say something she'd yell at me for. This freaking ghost turd. This is the turd you just keep wiping and wiping and wiping, and it's like wiping a marker. Ugh. Ugh. All right, Don, you got Doug Wilson and Brodziak. I got garbage. Money Mitch gets Ron Hextall and Stunod. Chef, you got the J-Row out of 5. If you have a spot A and B in a break and your spot loses card to someone, can spot B steal? No, you cannot steal from somebody who stole against you. So that is the downfall of having more than one spot. I can't have somebody buying more than one spot to try to capitalize. So the penalty is the no take backsies rule applies for all spots. That is purposeful. Otherwise, you could buy 2 out of the 5 spots and you can pretty much set up the guarantee that you get at least one of the cards that you want. So the whole take backseat rule is a balance of power from the second spot that somebody would buy in. That is purposefully constructed. Oh, gee, I wonder what that was. I have no idea what that was. That flew across the screen, landed behind the computer. You have no idea. All right, let me bag these real quick. See, that was fun. I am now excited about the other box. If we got a J-Row out of 5, and because that, I mean, let's call a spade, that's not, it's not a small thing in hockey. That was pretty much like, all right, we do have 3 Carlos left. This is on a point system. You guys got heavy points in one card. So they let it kind of slide on the other autos. I'm now excited to see how this is going to come out. I do want to say that this other box is a little bit heavier. So I'm wondering if it's got a Woody in there. Mitch gets these 2. I gotta find. Thought I had a large top loader. This one. Phrasing? There it is. Got one. There you go, man. All right, Ronnie Hextall and Shatan. Gonna be snagging Transformer Upper Deck cards, looking for the Cullen auto. Don't you have a bunch of Cullen autos? The man was a legend. Yeah, I know. I was there. I lived through it. I was there. Because of his death, those cards will skyrocket, which means the packs will skyrocket, which means the boxes will skyrocket. All right, that was fun. Now I can do another ingrained. Yeah, they haven't launched yet, but you can now expect the resell to be massive on those. More so than they would have been. Because now it's going to be, you got to get the last Cullen autos in existence. Oh, yeah. Yarp. All right. I think we can get out of here now. I actually want to go home and take some melatonin and just go to sleep. Dream of whatnot. No. No. 9. Oh, Seporos, that is an awful signature. It's not, yeah. Doug has a bunch of his college signatures. He was part of a signing with him at here in California for college. So he has some of his OG signatures. All right, folks. We are not going to raid out again. So I'm going to skedaddle. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Let me see who's streaming. Because if it's somebody we love. Really? You want me to confirm a sign-in on a computer that I work on every day? Face and everything attached to it. Jiminy Crickets. Love you, bye. Reruns. Batsky. Oh, he's playing a game. Pay. He's doing another tower. Xanthi. She's already got enough people. Let's go to pay. Oh. Yeah. All right, folks. She's painting real paint with real canvas and paint and canvas board, so we're going to see some real painting. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other so we can do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another long day, but I'm going to try to bring the energy because more than likely I'll have some people that want to hang around for the stream, so I should not be alone. I love you all. Take care. Be safe, and I will see you mañana. Bye now. Bye-bye.
Silly, that's all.